Three women, one STD, $20,000 that was supposed to save a homeless woman's life, a disputed soldier hero story, and a guy the internet renamed the Clam King, who now gets paid to teach celibacy. Somebody in this story is lying. It might be him, it might be them. But by the end of this video, you're going to have a very strong opinion. Because this isn't just influencer drama. This is a 4-year pattern of alleged reckless STD exposure, a charity that went very weird, a questionable military flex, and a brand new claim that he's still allegedly doing the same things he built a purity empire condemning. And somehow, none of it has killed his career. So here's the real question of this video. How far can you push hypocrisy? To answer it, we're going to take the mask off Red Choi. Starting, not from his sad childhood or his faith journey, but from the moment he stood next to a homeless woman, said, "Let's change her life," and somehow still managed to make everything worse. Middle of the story, Red Choi on camera with an older woman. He introduces her as Martha. He tells his audience she just left the ER, head injury, belongings stolen, no backup, no family, nothing. It's the exact setup you have seen 100 times on social media. You feel bad, he feels generous, and in 30 seconds, you're about to be invited to change a life. He launches a GoFundMe. Help Martha get a second chance. Clean arc, she's the test, he's the hero, you're the wallet. And it works. People donate fast. Around $20,000 gets raised for Martha. For a moment, it feels like the perfect redemption play. Yeah, he's got a messy past, but look, he's using his platform to do something undeniably good. Then time passes. The updates thin out. There's no "we found her an apartment" moment. No need breakdown. X for shelter, Y for food, Z for clothes. Just vague "we're helping, trust me" energy. Another creator, DT Korean, watches all this and feels what you probably feel right now. This doesn't fully add up. He doesn't just stitch the video on farm views. He tracks the woman down. They talk, not a quick clip, a real conversation. And what she allegedly says is where the whole good deed starts to rot. First thing, her name isn't Martha, it's Marsha. The name he branded the fundraiser with, the name everyone repeated in captions and hashtags. Wrong. Second, she says she's never saw anything close to the internet raised $20,000 for me money. Yes, there was some help. Yes, there was some support, but not the life-altering payout everyone thought they were funding. She describes him as dropping by quickly, checking on her and leaving, like she's a quest objective, not a person. At one point, she even suggests he might be working with someone else, which just raises more questions. Back online, people rewatch his fundraiser posts. They look on the screenshots, they look at the GoFundMe emails, they start noticing weird inconsistencies and edits. And a new phrase appears in the discourse. Her name is Marsha, not Martha. Overnight, the story flips from "wow, what a redemption arc" to "did this guy just use a homeless woman as content to clean up his image?" GoFundMe publicly says they're working with the organizers to make sure the money is used properly. Red's defense? She has memory issues. The funds went toward hotels, food, basic needs, not a briefcase of cash. Nothing clearly proves a scam. Nothing clearly proves a clean job. What does grow is doubt. And for a lot of people, this was their first introduction to Red Choi, a charity that doesn't quite line up, a homeless woman whose story doesn't fully match the branding, and a creator whose name, if you scroll back far enough, is attached to something way darker than a shady fundraiser. To understand why the Marcia situation exploded so hard, you have to know what he was already infamous for. Before the homeless woman, before celibacy, before Christian TikTok, Red Choi was just a TikTok comedian with a crazy growth curve. Roll back to 2019, he's that familiar face doing internet POV skits, awkward dating jokes, me as your insecure ex when she says she's fine type of memes. Completely standard low-calorie content. It works. Tens of millions of views in under a year. He becomes that guy you don't remember following, but somehow you've seen 3 times a week. If the story stopped there, he's just another algorithm puppet. But then, 2021 happens. His ex, creator Gina Darling, decides she's done staying quiet. She drops a 10-part TikTok series with one central message. This man is not just bad at relationships. In her words, he's dangerous to sleep with. Her claim? From December 2020 to March 2021, Reed knew he had chlamydia and kept sleeping with her and other women without telling them. Not, I thought I was fine, not, I had no idea. She says he was told, he knew, he did it anyway. She starts connecting with other women he was seeing around that time. Dates, screenshots, stories. The picture that forms is not one tragic mistake. It looks like lifestyle. Multiple partners overlapping, allegedly bragging about sleeping with over 100 women. Off camera, she describes him as racist in his jokes, obsessed with using women for clout, publicly clowning dating apps as for weak people, while secretly using them like a menu. Other creators, Paula, Saint, Yim, and more, back up versions of this vibe, different details, same direction. This isn't an out-of-character slip. This is the character. The internet, being the internet, takes the nastiest detail and forges it into a weaponized nickname, the Clam King. From then on, his comment sections turned into a permanent wall of shame. Never forget what you did. Clam King strikes again. Did you tell her this time? You cannot PR spin your way out of that. That's burned into the algorithm. And that nickname will stalk him into every era of his brand, even the holiest one. After the STD scandal and the Marsha mess, you start seeing a new version of Reed Choi. The hookup jokes vanish, the flirty skits die off. He becomes a celibacy influencer. The bios change. Now it's all about grace, God, redemption, second chances. The content changes. Videos about resisting temptation, saving yourself for marriage, fighting lust, becoming set apart and holy. He starts telling stories about his childhood, strict punishments, getting kicked outside, emotional abuse, trauma that drove him to God. He reframed himself as, I was deep in sexual sin, I hurt people. Now God is using me as a warning and an example. If you discover him here with no context, he looks like every other ex-degenerate turned youth pastor archetype. You don't know about Gina's series, you don't know about Marsha's real name, you just see hoodie, Bible, soft lighting, tears, a man begging you to not wreck your life like he wrecked his. And the numbers love it. A generation of young viewers who hate hookup culture and crave strict rules finally see someone saying, I was worse than you and God fixed me. On top of that, he adds the soldier layer. He talks about serving in the US Navy, hints at being in a special type of unit. Says his mission was hunting down rapists and predators. Think about that. A man publicly accused of reckless sexual behavior, telling millions of people that his literal job was hunting predators. Eventually, that story gets challenged too. Gina posts with military tags. A veteran confronts him, accusing him of inflating or faking his role. Reed's reply? He says he didn't lie about serving, claims he was medically separated because of a heart condition, and says people are twisting his words. So at this point, the stack of unresolved issues look like this. STD allegations from an ex and other women, a murky $20,000 homeless fundraiser with the wrong name, a disputed military hero narrative, sitting on top of a celibacy brand that's now bringing in paid posts, Christian collabs, live events, and a whole God save me from my past economy. This isn't just man finds a faith. This is repentance as a scalable business model. And just when he seems stable in his new role, another creator decides to test it. Enter Ed Choi. He uploads a video with a simple question. Why does a known predator like Reed Choi still have a platform if he's allegedly still using it to prey on women? In his video, Ed doesn't just recycle old scandals. He plugs them into a new story. The Staccato event, a creator gathering where a new woman steps forward. Her allegation goes like this. They meet at the event. Reed asks her to sleep with him. She says no. Instead of moving on like a normal adult, he allegedly retaliates. How? By telling other people at the event that she did sleep with him. And not just him, that she slept with him and two other guys there. So now, We're not just talking about reckless sex. We're talking about fabricating a rumor to damage a woman's social value because she refused you. It packages this allegation with everything else. Gina's chlamydia series, the Marsha/Martha GoFundMe, the military story, and pushes it back into the algorithm. The reaction is instant. Clam King comes back into full force. Her name is Marsha comes back. Stolen Valor comments reappear. His TikTok comments look like a rap sheet again. So where are we right now? Reed Choi is still up, account still live, millions of followers, hundreds of millions of likes. No global ban, no court verdict, no clean official guilty or innocent stamp. What we have instead is a split-screen reality. In one reality, he's a flawed Christian guy with a wrecked past who's trying to turn his life around. He hurt people, he sinned, he repented. Now he wants to stop others from making the same mistake. He's a testimony. In the other reality, he's a man with a multi-year pattern of accusations, allegedly knowing he had STD and still sleeping with partners, running a fundraiser for a homeless woman whose name and payout don't fully line up, flexing a military story people keep poking holes in, allegedly smearing a woman socially because she rejected him, who then built a profitable celibacy brand targeted at the exact demographic most eager to believe he's changed. Same man, two different movies. And that's why this story matters more than just TikTok drama. Because the modern internet doesn't only reward your talent, it rewards your morality cosplay. You can turn "I destroyed people" into "look how powerful my redemption is." You can turn "I hurt women" into "I'm uniquely qualified to protect you from men like me." You can stand on a pile of unresolved accusations and still eat. As long as your script is tight, your tears look real, and your brand screams holy loud enough. Let's look at the rhythm one more time. Scandal, half apology, disappear, come back with charity, pivot into celibacy and God, new allegation, receipt video, back to God is good in the next upload. That's not random. That's a playbook. And whether every allegation is true or not, we are in a situation where a man can be crowned Clam King by his own comment section and still get paid thousands to teach us about purity and self-control. As for Reed Choi, we don't know how his story ends. Maybe more evidence shows up, maybe nothing ever does, maybe he fades away, maybe he writes a book about overcoming sin and goes on a tour. But one thing is obvious. Only bad packaging.